Hi, if you're here watching this channel, then you probably already collect manga. However, I'm sure there's some of you that are probably watching these videos thinking, this manga collecting business looks really fun. How do I get involved? So today I thought I'd go through 5 manga series that I think are perfect for beginners to the hobby. If any of the series that I speak to you about today piques your interest, you can actually go down in the description below. There's links for Right Stuff, Book Depository, and Forbidden Planet, all 3 of which stock lots of manga, and you should be able to get your hands on all the series that I talk about today. I made that part of the list, making sure they were in stock, because a lot of manga is not in stock. Now, my 5 picks are not my 5 favorite manga. I think these are the best manga for people that are beginning to collect and also people who are just starting to read manga. So you won't be seeing any Berserk or Vagabond on this list. And even though he's one of my favorite mangakas of all time, there's also no Urasawa. So pick number 1 for one of the best manga to start your collection has to be Death Note. Now, Death Note is a short form series. It's about 12 volumes long and it comes in 3 different editions. You can buy the singles and you can buy the singles in a box set, or you can buy the black editions, which I believe are 2-in-1 editions. They're really easy to get a hold of, or there's an all-in-one edition where the entire series is in one book. Now, this series is readily available and it is pretty freaking great. Death Note follows the main character Light Yagami, and he finds a Death Note, which is a book where if you write people's names in it, they die. And Light decides that he's going to become this anti-hero slash villain slash god of death, and he decides that he's going to lord over society, killing all the bad people and making the world into a better place. And the series is a cat and mouse game between Light and his arch nemesis L, as L tries to find out who is doing all of these murders and tries to catch Light and stop his spree. It's a really cool psychological series. It's got lots of twists and turns, and it's definitely one of the best cat and mouse chases that I've ever seen in any form of media. And the series itself is really, really awesome. So yeah, the number 1 pick is Death Note. Number 2 on the list, we've got Full Metal Alchemist. Now, if you watch my manga collection video, link will be up there. You'll know I haven't actually finished this series, but that doesn't mean that I don't think it's good, and I don't think it's a perfect start for new manga collectors. It's not the shortest of series, consisting of 27 volumes in total, but you can get it in a couple of different editions. There are single editions and a box set that isn't so readily available. There's these 3-in-1s that I don't know how available these ones are, but they actually just reprinted the whole series in really nice hardback editions that you can get a hold of quite easily. So in terms of getting a hold of Full Metal Alchemist, it can be a little bit expensive, but you can easily get the best printing of this manga. Full Metal Alchemist follows these 2 brothers on the front who are alchemists. They're basically magic users in their world. They use alchemy to create objects and powers and weapons, all stuff like that. And their quest is to find the Philosopher's Stone. There is a freak accident during one of their experiments when they were younger, and they're trying to reverse the effects of that. One of which being Edward's brother is stuck inside this metal suit of armor. And Edward himself, I believe, lost an arm and a leg, if I remember correctly. It's been like 2 years since I read this. What? It really follows their quest in regaining their bodies, and it's a wholesome series about 2 brothers going on a journey together. The antagonists in this are the 7 deadly sins, which I thought was a really interesting premise and something that really piqued my interest when I began reading this. And there's also an amazing anime that comes alongside this, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which again is an anime that gets recommended to a lot of new starters because it is just an easy to pick up series, easily understandable, and just a great ride in general. So pick number 2 is Full Metal Alchemist. Bow. Now pick number 3. This will come as no surprise to anyone that knows me and knows my channel and knows my history with manga collecting, and that is Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul was actually the first manga that I ever owned. I got the full series bought for me for one Christmas, and it was the first manga that I read and really enjoyed. Tokyo Ghoul follows the main character Kaneki, who is in a freak accident and gets a body part transplanted into him from a ghoul, who is basically a monster type creature that eats human beings. So he becomes this half human, half ghoul hybrid, and it's about his journey into understanding what it's like to be a ghoul and bringing the 2 societies together, because ghouls are really looked down upon by the humans, quite rightly so, but a lot of them actually live among them in quite normal lives. They just have to control their hunger. There's actually 2 series of Tokyo Ghoul. So you have Tokyo Ghoul, the original series, and then Tokyo Ghoul Re. And I actually haven't read Tokyo Ghoul Re, but the first run of it is absolutely fantastic. fantastic. The artwork's amazing, and these SIG editions of Tokyo Ghoul are some of the most attractive editions that I have on my shelf. The artwork on the front of them is just super awesome. Like, look at it. Look at it. It's just great. And again, it's really easy to get a hold of these, and there is a box set of both series that you can get quite readily as well. Tokyo Ghoul is probably the darkest series that I've spoke about so far. It does have some quite heavy themes in it, but again, it is a shonen. It is kind of aimed towards the younger-ish audience. You can see there, it's rated teen. So yeah, Tokyo Ghoul, super dope series. Again, really easy to get a hold of and perfect for beginning your manga collection. Number 4. Now, this is a series that I actually read semi-recently and I had an amazing time with. It got talked about quite a lot during lockdown. It kind of blew up a little bit, and then I haven't heard too much about it since then, but that series is Astral Lost in Space. Now, this is a really, really short manga series. It's literally 5 volumes long, and for that reason, it's probably the best pick on this list for a new manga collector to pick up because it is so short and so easy to get a hold of. Now, Astral Lost in Space follows a crew of, I believe they're school children, and they go on a space expedition, and they end up getting lost in space on the ship called the Astra, and it follows their journey to get home. They go across all these different planets, and you learn more about the characters and their backstories and how they've come together, and on their journey home, they become like the best group of friends, basically. However, there has to be a twist, and that twist is that one of the members of the crew is a traitor. During their space expedition, they end up getting captured by a portal or a sphere, and it teleports them to this ship, and that is actually a running theme throughout, is the question, why have they been brought here? For what reason have they been brought together, and who is responsible? And the plot twists in this are really great. I was not expecting where this story went, and it actually blew me away. For such a short series, I got really invested in the characters, and I got very, very invested in the story and the way that it all panned out. But yeah, Astral Lost in Space is a super dope series with just 5 volumes, so if you are new to manga collecting, or if you've never read this anyway, pick it up, because this is probably my highest recommendation on this list. Astral Lost in Space is banging! Okay, and pick number 5. This was in no particular order, by the way, but this series is absolutely fantastic. It's One Punch Man. One Punch Man follows Saitama, who is the One Punch Man. He is an extremely powerful human being who's trained himself to be so strong that he can defeat any enemy with one punch. And the reason I recommend this for new manga collectors is because it's just a really great superhero story. So anyone that kind of enjoys DC or Marvel can jump into this, and it's kind of bridging the gap between the things they may enjoy before and manga. It's not the shortest of series. I believe there's around 25 volumes out at the moment, but it is really easy to get a hold of. All of these volumes are in stock at the moment, and the series itself is both hilarious and entertaining. You may think that a character that can destroy any enemy in one punch isn't really the most interesting, but the side characters really make up the bulk of the story here, and the way they use Saitama and his abilities often has a really comedic payoff, and it's always so badass whenever he arrives on the scene. So yeah, to cap this video off, One Punch Man would be my 5th pick for brand new manga collectors. So there you go, there's some of my thoughts for some series that you guys should get into if you're new to manga collecting. Or if you haven't read the series already, they just come with big recommendations from myself. But as always, I need to ask you guys a question. What do you think the best series for a beginner is? And why is it Astral Lost in Space? No, I'm joking. Leave your ideas down below, and whoever gets the best one wins an internet cookie. Don't forget that if you need to buy any manga, including the ones I've discussed today, there are links down below to Right Stuff Book Depository and Forbidden Planet, where you can do all your manga shopping, and at no extra cost to you guys. It benefits the channel, and I can continue bringing you this awesome content. It's very much appreciated. I can see all you guys going and visiting the sites, and I really, really freaking appreciate it. I cannot state that enough. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified every time that I upload. We're getting so close to 400 subscribers. I want to hit it by the end of April, so please be sure to help me with that. And I think that's all I've got to say. So I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.